'Tis the holiday season, and what better way for this small kitty on YouTube to celebrate than by doing a how-to on winter outfits. This video is a sequel of sorts to my RWBY rant, where I talked about how the Volume 7 designs make no sense, because I wanted to give my 2 cents on what makes a great and phenomenal winter-themed outfit. So, thank you, Rooster Teeth, thank you, RWBY, for inspiring this video, since you made pretty terrible winter outfits. Alright, let's get started. So first off, what do I consider to be wonderfully made winter outfits? Well, that would be from Konosuba, God's blessing on this wonderful world. An anime that is actually still currently ongoing, and it just received its own movie. Konosuba is actually an anime that I consider to have a few similarities with RWBY. After all, both shows involve 4 adventurers who have distinct colorations from each other, and they're going on a quest all over the land to defeat the ultimate evils of their respective worlds. Though Konosuba is definitely the more wackier of the two. In episode 7 of season 1 of Konosuba, A Second Death in This Freezing Winter, Kazuma, Megumin, Aqua, Darkness, they need some quick, easy cash, so Kazuma picks this one that is like, oh, kill some snow sprites, or catch some of them for money. So he's like, okay, let's do this, and they all head off to the snowy mountains. Of course, being that they're going to a more colder climate when their adventurers guild and later their house is located in a more temperate climate, they get equipped for winter. And now this is where all the stuff I said about, their winter outfits being really good comes into play. First off, they all look like they're winter themed. They're all wearing the color white, and they all have more layers on than they normally do. That is the best way to signify that your character is wearing a winter-themed outfit with the color white, as well as some winter-themed accessories. Secondly, you must also take your character's personalities into consideration. What is their maturity level, even? And the Konosuba winter outfits do this just well, with the 2 most childish characters, that being, Aqua and Megumin, they're all pretty childish, but bear with me, wearing generally childlike clothing. Heck, even Kazuma, in this exact episode, comments on how Aqua looks like a little kid or something. Since Kazuma and Darkness are the more mature of the group, they dress generally less childlike than both Megumin and Aqua, and that shows with the less white in their outfits. But also, Kazuma does not really want to be there. He is kind of miserable throughout the whole time, even though he knows this is for easy money. In Darkness's case, white, it generally symbolizes purity and whatnot. Darkness is not pure. She is a masochist. So that's why it's like she's more pink. Because the reason why she dressed very tight on the lower half is because she wanted to be abused as much as possible by this snow shogun guy who shows up after they kill up all the snow sprites. And she knew this, and she dressed like that because she wanted to get hurt as much as possible by this shogun. Konosuba is really quite ridiculous, but it's a fun, enjoyable show, nonetheless. So less white equals less purity. Hence why Darkness is wearing pink and black. But, they still all look recognizable, right? Megumin still has her reds and browns. Kazuma still has his green, his brown. And then Darkness still has her yellow. It's just they look like they're part of the same group because they're going up to this wintry climate And, they all still share white, since it is winter. My third and final point on designing winter outfits for your characters is origin point / superpowers. So this is really for the people who have stories with the main cast that are all from different places, and, well, for those who have a fantasy type setting, who have different magical abilities and whatnot. Take Darling Megumin, for example, a witch from a far-off land who wields explosion magic. So, logically speaking, she should dress somewhat like a witch, and also she should have more resilience to the cold. The other example for this point would be Kazuma. Kazuma is your unfortunate isekai protagonist who gets popped into this crazy world full of monsters, mischief, and magic. He's from Japan, so what he does here is actually pretty smart. He wraps a cloth around his head and ties it around. See, that's what Japanese people usually do when they're trying to protect their head from the cold. So yeah, just think on, your character's origin, like what country they're from, what style of dress that country has, at certain periods of time, or, whether your character's superpowers or abilities make them more naturally resilient or more suspect to the cold as well. As a final clause of sorts, material / simplicity is very important when designing winter outfits for your characters. You need to sell that they're being bundled up and going out in the snow, and not with leather and fishnet RWBY, and also to not look too chaotic so that your characters look completely unrecognizable when they change their outfit. Also RWBY! If you take all of this into account, then I am most positive all of you will churn out some amazing winter outfits like for the Konosuba cast. It's taken me a while to produce this, but thank you all for being patient with me. It's been a rough little while. But with that, Riot Kitty is signing off.